Hi, I'm Katie Henderson, and I'm inquiring about slut shaming in today's society. Growing up, it is impossible not to see the word slut and other degrading terms thrown about casually. When we grow up, we learn what these words mean at a very young age, and for me, it was really simple. A girl is who's wanted by a lot of boys is really cool and sought after. However, if she decides to act upon these boys, hook up with them, date them, or whatever, then she can be considered a slut. And that was just the basics of it. I knew girls also had to look good but not be too revealing, and they had to be empowered and leaders, but we also had to act ladylike. This is just how things were. I didn't know they were any different. Sure, it was annoying to be told that boys were exempt from such restrictions just because, he's a boy, but I figured that's just the way things were going to be. Until I was older that I began to understand stereotypes and how unfair they were. It wasn't the way things had to be, it was the way things were chosen to be. These aspects are often enforced through things like media, like everyone's reaction to Miley Cyrus's new image, but they're also enforced by everyday things such as dress codes. I know at my school, girls were not allowed to show their shoulders, and boys could go work out in the gym with really revealing muscle tees, but if I wore a lacrosse penny that showed my sports bra, I would be asked to change. Feminists and people who are against slut shaming and having others control their bodies is really popular in social media websites such as Tumblr. This website opened my eyes to a lot of points and made me want to try and make a difference and refuse these stereotypes. I also learned, however, there's a stigma that comes with being called a feminist. All of a sudden, you hate men and you're crazy and you're one of those people that just want to burn their bras on the street. It made me want to research how gender equality is not something just for quote crazy feminists, and how these ideals that they seek after, for the most part, are just basic ways of how people should treat each other. I knew slut shaming brought in a lot about stereotypes, rape culture, and a bunch of other issues, so I began to ask questions like, why do girls call each other sluts if they don't want to be called a slut? Are school rules really that influential on how girls are raised to view themselves and others? How hurtful can this be to girls, and why isn't it seen as bullying? How does media and people who we look up to in the media influence us? How should we begin to address this issue? And lastly, how can we get boys involved too?